former President Jacob Zuma's announcement yesterday that he will defy a constitutional court order to appear before the State Capture Commission continues to send shockwaves through South Africa. Now, Zuma maintains Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo is biased. The former president has also compared our justice system to apartheid times, accusing it of targeting him as the apartheid laws targeted PAC struggle stalwart Robert Sobukwe. Now, Business Unity South Africa has expressed their concern that a former head of state should take such a swipe at our justice system and refuse to obey the Constitutional Court. I'm joined now by the President of Business Unity South Africa, Sipho Pityana. Good evening and thank you so much for your time. Now, you, as BUSA, have called on the President to act against Jacob Zuma, but it's not his place to act. What exactly do you expect the President to do in a situation like this?
Well, Sally, thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers too. The fact of the matter is that this is a matter about law enforcement, but it's more than just an attack on the decision of the court. It's an attack on the constitution of the country. And the president and the leadership therein have sworn to not only uphold but to promote the constitution. Remember that President Zuma is also a member of an ex-official member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC. It is very important that the president should make clear to the nation that we will not countenance unlawful behavior on the part of anyone. And we must imagine that if the commission invites the former president to appear before it and he defies that, the executive might be enjoined through its law enforcement processes to take action against him. So it will be very important for the president to make clear that the state stands ready to ensure that all of us, regardless of our backgrounds, live and obey by the laws of the country. The rest depends on the judicial processes, indeed, as you point out.
Now, the former president in his statement yesterday says he is being targeted not because he's corrupt and must account, but rather because he is challenging the system. And he writes that he's a target because of his stance on what he calls the transformation of this country and its economy. As someone yourself who's seized with helping revive our economy, what's your response to that?
Well, everything about this president has been an attack, in fact, on the transformation agenda. The plethora of corrupt activities that have been undertaken have virtually undermined the promise of our constitution to deliver to the poor and deliver an equitable society. It has let loose rogues to raid the state and undermine its delivery capacity and paralyze service delivery to the poor. So if anything, everything that is done has been an antithesis to the key cardinals of the transformation agenda of this country. It's preposterous that he would argue on that basis that he is being targeted because he has advanced transformation. If anything, he has reversed such foundation as laid by his predecessors in Nelson Mandela and President Thabo Mbeki.
You know, Zuma also writes, and I'm quoting here, "It is clear that the laws of this country are politicized even at the highest court in the land." He goes on to compare the current system with the apartheid legal system. You yourself, Mr. Pityana, suffered detention without trial, torture, banning orders. You went into exile to fight the apartheid system. Given that perspective, your personal perspective, how do you view him comparing our democratic constitution to the apartheid era?
Well, he has a disappointingly short memory. For many of us, the ruthless nature and character of apartheid laws and regime and their enforcement, decimating families through state-sponsored violence and all of that, is what we have today is a far cry from that. It, in fact, seek to set this nation apart from that and give its back to it and proposes a very different dispensation to what we had then. It will be misleading to those that have not lived through that to suggest that what we're living through today is reminiscent of an apartheid system. This is a very different system. This is a democratic order where all of us are accountable and where all of us must take responsibility for the actions that we've taken. This president, former president, has caused immense harm to the nation and to this country, and has caused major setback, particularly to the poor and the marginalized.
So thank you very much for your time. That was the President of Business Unity South Africa, Sipho Pityana.